Okay, good evening, guys. How are you doing today? Good evening, online. Hi, Syed. Okay, so what did we discuss in our last class? Types of IPs. And the types of IPs we have discussed instance metadata, user data, and then global accelerator. So, how many types of IPs are there? Three types. What are those? Public IP, private IP, and elastic IP. So, which one is the default IP that you get? Private IPs. And private IP is mandatory to have? Yes. And public IP and elastic IP are optional or mandatory? Optional. So public IP is dynamic or static? Dynamic. And elastic IP is static. So if you stop and start the EC2 instance, public IP address will change. But if you stop and start, Hi, are you my class? Okay. So if you stop and start the EC2 instance, which has elastic IP address will change or will not change? It will not change. Okay. Okay. And how many elastic IPs are free? 5 elastic IPs are free. And if you have not associated to any of the EC2 instance, then that elastic IP is free or billable? It's billable. Fantastic. Okay. And you have two EC2 instances. Two EC2 instances will talk with each other using what IP? Private IP. So you'll use the private IP within the VPC and through VPN. Fantastic. And who will provide all these IP addresses? AWS. And we discussed about the instance metadata. So data about the instance is called the instance metadata. And from console, from which section that you get it? Detail section. And through the CLI, we have the URL, no? So can you tell me that URL? 169, 254, 169, 254 slash latest slash meta minus data. Wow, fantastic. Very good. It's very hard to remember that URL actually. Nice. Okay. And would you mind to close the door, please? Okay. And we discussed about the user data. What is user data? Bootstrap script. What is that? Bootstrap script. So if you provide this user data will execute in the boot time. So this user data will execute only for first time or it will execute every time? Only for the first time when you launch the EC2 instance. And then we have discussed about global accelerator. So global accelerator, basically we have two types, no, unicast and anycast. So global accelerator will provide how many static IPs? Two static IPs. Those are unicast or anycast? Anycast. So can we say that the global accelerator will help us to accelerate your application globally? Yes. And then does it support uh, attacks also, cyber attacks? So what is the service that we use for that? DDoS is an attack, but service, AWS Shield, which contain WAF. What is WAF? Web Application Firewall. Okay, nice. So this is what we have discussed. And have you gone through the entire concepts of EC2? Hmm? Have you done revision of it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, so what we're going to do is now, today, let's move on to practicals. Okay? Okay. So let me share my screen first. Okay. Online, please, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? So let's go to EC2. And by the way, EC2 is regional or global? EC2 is regional. Okay. Can you see it? Okay. So this is the EC2 dashboard. What is that? EC2 dashboard. You know, right? If you go to any of the service, the first landing page, we call it as dashboard. So similarly, we had IAM dashboard, no? And here also we have EC2 dashboard. EC2 is regional or global? Regional. And for that reason, do you see this here? And make sure that whenever you are into the EC2, remember this, whenever you are in EC2, make sure that you are in which region? Mumbai region. And those who are outside India, so please select your appropriate nearest region. But maximum those who are in India, online, offline, everyone. So make sure that you are in which region? Mumbai region. Is there any difference in selecting other regions? There is no difference. The only thing is the place will change. But all the concepts, everything will be the same thing. So as we are in India, we need to use which region? Mumbai region. Make sure every time that you do the practical, so you have to be in which region? Mumbai. Not only this, any service in AWS, we should be in which region? Mumbai region. Okay. And do you remember? So we have discussed quite a lot, right? So let us see whether you know all these topics or not. So do you know the instances, elastic IPs, load balancers, snapshots, auto scaling, placement groups, volumes, dedicated host, key pairs, security groups? See, everything that you know already. On the left side, you see here, instance type. Which instance type that we should use? T2 micro. Launch template. Remember, where did you heard launch template? Auto scaling concept. Remember? And then spot instances. So we have the pricing models. No, what are those pricing models? Tell me. On demand, reserved, spot, dedicated host, dedicated instances, capacity reservation, savings plan. Remember this. So spot savings plans, reserve instances, dedicated hosts, capacity reservations. So out of this, you tell me which pricing model that we should be using in our course. On demand, no? So on demand meaning we'll go and launch the EC2 instance. Are you here to purchase it? Are you here to do the bidding? No. So we will not be using all these things. We'll just go in and launch the machines. But I'll show you how to purchase it also, how to do the bidding also. I'll show you. And on the left side, we have AMIs. Remember AMIs? Amazon Machine Image. I told you that AWS is providing a default images or not. So which is the image that we should be using to launch? Huh? Red Hat. Which one? Red Hat. So we have AMI catalog. A catalog is nothing but catalog, not price. So when you, yeah, similarly, when you go to hotel, what they'll give first? They'll give the catalog, right? So that is contain the entire information. Here also, if you click on AMI catalog, it provides all the AWS images. And do you see this here? In this, we have Quick Start AMI. Say that, Nana. Quick Start AMI, My AMIs. Remember Marketplace. AWS public images are in which place? Marketplace. And then community AMIs. So remember, whenever you're selecting the AMI, how many steps are there to launch EC2 instance? 7 steps. One of the steps is to select the AMI or not. So when you're selecting the AMIs, you will come to this page. And you have to be all the time in Quick Start AMIs. Where, Nana? Quick Start. Did I created our own AMI till now? No. For that reason, my AMIs are, how many are there? 0. If we create our own AMIs, that AMIs will be listed over here. Can we launch EC2 instance from our AMI also? And AWS is providing the default images. Do you see this? How many images that AWS is providing? 47. And all these 47 AMIs are free? No. Remember, when you are selecting the AMI, Go to Quick Start AMI and you need to check this option. Which one? Free tier eligible. When you select this filter, free tier eligible, all the images that you have showed here, 15 images are free. Okay. So out of these images, I told you which image that we need to select. This one we need to select. You can ask, sir, why not Amazon Linux, Amazon Red Hat or SUSE or Ubuntu? You can, no problem. But the problem here is we all should be in the same page, correct? We all should launch the same type because we have the commands that I'll be giving you that will execute only in Red Hat. And see, we have different flavors in Linux. Red Hat, SUSE, CentOS, Ubuntu, Amazon Linux. So each and every flavor has a different syntax. So as we all should be in the same page, let us go and select which one? Red Hat. And Red Hat also is a most commonly used operating system in real time. Linux. Okay. So, and here also you have filters. No. See here, if it is Linux, go with the Red Hat. And if it is Windows, go with the 2022 base. So whenever you're launching the EC2 instance, so select Red Hat for Linux, and for Windows it is 2022 base edition. Okay. And which architecture that we use? 64-bit or 32-bit? 64. We use 64-bit architecture, and we'll use x86 or ARM. We use x86 architecture, not ARM. Okay. So ARM, do you see this here? Which one is preferred? 64-bit x86 or 64-bit ARM? 64-bit x86 is preferred and that we use. ARM, you go based on the CPU wise, but we are not using based on the CPUs. So let's go with the default architecture, which is x86. And which bit? 64-bit. Nana, you understood here? Okay. And our root device volume type is which type? EBS. And you have another type also. Which one? ISV. But is it good to select EBS or ISV? EBS only. So all the things that it's providing is EBS only. You understand the image part? And if you click on my AMIs, do we have any AMIs created till now? No. And here we have AWS Marketplace. I told you, no? I told you with the example of Boom application. If application is very difficult to install or configure, so Boom company people, what they do is they'll create, they will have the AMI with Boom application installed already. So like this, they have so many applications like, Wowza. So this is one of the streaming engine, and then OpenVPN, and then N2WS backup. All these applications are Splunk. Splunk is the it's a monitoring tool, very famous monitoring tool, which is used in the real time. So installing Splunk, configuring Splunk, securing Splunk, setting up, it's little bit difficult. You need to launch EC2 instance, you need to download Splunk, install everything by yourself. If not, select this Splunk image. So, but you need to pay for this. You need to pay for this image. These are all payable, not free. But I told you in marketplace, every application is available. It's not for free. But if you are lazy or if you don't know how to configure, go and select in marketplace. Community AMI. So community AMIs, there are few AMIs which are published by not verified company. It's not verified company. So it is published by anyone. So is it recommended to go and select these AMIs? No, because these are public AMIs. So now this is, see, do you see this here? It says verified provider. Microsoft is a verified provider. You can select it, no problem. But there are few images which are not verified. So which is danger to select it. So out of all these things, which one we need to select? Quick Start AMI. Which one, Nana? In Quick Start AMIs, you need to select free tier and then select which one? Red Hat. If it is Windows, select Windows Server 2022 base. So these are all the images provided by the AWS. And on the left side, did we discuss about volumes? So we have the volume section. What volumes are these? EBS volume. What is the full form of EBS? Elastic block storage. And did we discuss about the snapshots? Did we discuss about recycle bins? Did we discuss about lifecycle manager to automate data lifecycle manager to automate your images and then snapshots? And did we discuss about security groups? So do you all agree that we also learned that we already have a default security group? Which one? Default security group. Do you remember we have a default security group? So is it recommended to create a new security group or use default security group? Use default security group. But can you create it also? Of course you can create, but not now. Once you are comfortable, familiar with it, we'll do it later. But we'll go with the default security group. And in default security group, basically in security group, we have two rules. What are those? Inbound rules and then outbound rules. By default, inbound rules are deny. Outbound rules are, do we need to worry about outbound rules? So we need to worry about only inbound rules. In inbound rules, by default, do we have any rule? No. Everything is deny. But what we need to do? We need to allow protocols. We need to allow what? Protocol. There are three types of sources are there, no? What are those? Custom, anywhere, my IP. Very good. So there are three types of sources. What are those? Custom, anywhere, my IP. So which one we should be using it? Which one? My IP. Okay, I'll tell you the reason. So you have launched an EC2 instance, and that EC2 instance will be secured by the default security group or not. And if you want to connect the EC2 instance, let's say it is Linux machine, what protocol that you need to allow? SSH. On which port number? 22. And source should be customer anywhere my IP. My IP. If you select anywhere, anyone can log into your machine. Is that good? It is your account, your free trial account. You need to access it. You don't want to give access to others. So is it good to select anywhere? No. Which one you need to select? My IP. If you select my IP, only you can log into the machine, not everyone. Remember. So this is the default security rule that we have, and we have two types of rules. What are those? Inbound rules and then outbound rules. Next, click on here, inbound rules. And click on edit inbound rules. So here we have so many. Let me delete all these things. One second. Okay. So Chitty, inbound rules, and click on edit inbound rules. And this is how you have everyone will have. By default, inbound rules are deny. So there is already one rule is there, no? One rule is there here. Remember for this lifelong, I'm telling you one thing. So here I'm going back. This is our default security group, Nana. Yes or no? What is the group ID here? Just say last three letters. 2B3. Every instance has instance ID. Every volume has volume ID. Every snapshot has snapshot ID. Every security group has security group ID. So every resources will have its own IDs. Instance ID, volume ID, image ID, snapshot ID, security group ID. For everything, you have the ID. So what is the ID here? 2B3. So if you go to inbound rules, I told you by default, inbound rules are deny. But there is one rule here. What is the rule that I'm allowing? What traffic? All traffic to whom? That means to default security group. This is which security group is this? This is default security group. But I'm allowing all traffic to self. I'm allowing all traffic to self. Why? I'll tell you the reason. Let's say you have your home. Huh? If you want to secure your home, what do? You put the lock or not? Will you put the lock from outside and throw your keys? Or will you go inside and lock the door? You go inside and then lock the door. That means you should have full access by yourself or not. For your home, you should have your full access or not. You go inside and then lock the door. So that meaning going inside meaning I'm giving full access to self. And did I give any access to others? No. So remember, this is the default rule. What rule is this? Default rule. So do not delete or do not modify the default rule. Let's say, sir, I have deleted my default rule. Oh my God. So people will come to me like this. Sir, please do something. Please, I deleted the default rule. It's very easy to add. How? Click on add rule. What traffic? All traffic. Which one did we learn? There are three types of sources: custom, anywhere, my IP. If you want to select the security group, you need to use custom. And which security group, Nana? That's default security. Just in case if you have modified or delete. Okay, now I want to connect to the Linux EC2 instance. Which protocol I need to allow? SSH. How? Add rule. Here, select SSH, port number. Remember in our basics we discussed TCP. Here we need to select which one? We need to select my IP. So automatically IP. Whose IP is this? Your IP. Whose IP? That means here at the moment is my IP. So if you go to internet and just type what is my IP? What is my IP? 183.82.125.5. 183.82.125.5. So this is your what IP? Public IP. What IP? Public IP. Understand? It is taken by your internet provider. That IP is from your internet provider. Do you all understood, Nana? How to add a rules? Okay, now I have saved it. Now I want you to remove the rule. Tell me how to remove the rule. Edit, inbound rule, and then click on delete. Will you delete the default rule? No, don't delete it. And I want you to add the, if I want to connect to the Windows machine, which rule I need to use? RDP. How? Add rule. See? RDP and then my IP. Okay? I delete it and click on save. Do you all understand how to deal with the security groups now? Online, Chitty, is this clear, Nana? Online? Super. And then we have, remember at the left side we have, remember Elastic APIs we have learned? Yes. And we discussed about the placement groups. How many types of placement groups? 3. What are those? Cluster placement group, spread placement group, partition placement group. Fantastic. So we can create the group, Nana. How? Simply, see, click on create. Which one? If you want cluster, cluster PG. Which one here? Cluster or spread a partition. And that's it. Create group. That's it. And when you're launching the EC2 instance, select this group. If you want to group, let's say you're launching 10 machines, Nana. Inside the 10 machines, 5 machines you want to group. So when you're launching the 5 EC2 instance, select this group. That's it. And all the incidents will be automatically inside this group. I'm just giving the overview. We'll go later. Okay. Remember we discussed about key pairs. Do we have a default key pair? Do we have a default key pair? No. We need to create the key pair. So we'll show you how to create a key pair. And we have here network interfaces. What is that? Network interface meaning NIC card. You don't know NIC card? NIC card. For your laptops, what you have? NIC card. Network interface. What is that? Okay. You don't know NIC card, huh? You have laptop? Do you know that your laptop will have the IP address assigned? To which IP address will be assigned? To the NIC card. Network interface card. NIC. Network interface card. So if IP address want to be assigned to any of the machine, IP address will be assigned to which one? To NIC card. So when you launch the EC2 instance, automatic NIC card should be get created or not? Because without NIC card, can you get the IP address? No. So whenever you launch the EC2 instance, automatically here NIC cards will be generated. Do we need to worry about this? Nothing. If you create 10 EC2 instances, how many NIC cards will be created here? 10 NIC cards will be created here. It is just listing. Okay. Remember, load balancer. How many types of load balancers are there? Huh? 4. What are those? Classic, application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer. So if you click on create, which one do you see here? The classic. Next, application, network, gateway. And your classic, your application load balancer works on which protocol? HTTPS. And then your network load balancer works on which protocol? TCP, UDP, and TLS also. And here it works on which protocol? Did we discuss all these things? Cool. Remember target groups? You don't worry about trusted source. I also don't know. Because 2-3 days back only trust stores got introduced. I have not explored, but you also no need to explore, because any new things will not come to your certifications. So they have released as a beta. So don't worry about that. So here auto scaling group. Remember auto scaling group? No, see here, everything you know. Yes or no? The backbone of AWS is EC2, and you know in and out about the EC2 already without doing practicals. That is the power of theory that we have learned. Yes or no? Are we happy? Yes or no? Yeah, because anywhere you ask, you get anywhere, anyone asks any kind of question, you are able to answer it now. So now what you need to do is what to create, how to create, what to do, we will see. We'll do the practicals. Is it clear till here? Overview? I discussed about all these things, but I left these 2 options here. EC2 global view. EC2 global view meaning, today, when you launch the EC2 instance, let's say you are in Mumbai region. Which region? Mumbai region. When you are in Mumbai region, you launch an EC2 instance, and your EC2 instance will be in which region? Mumbai region only, no? Can your EC2 instance will be seen in any other regions? No, it will be only in Mumbai region. And you have launched EC2 instance in Ireland region. You have launched EC2 instance in Ireland region. And can you see that Ireland EC2 instance in Sydney region? See, region specific or not? Okay, how many regions are there? 37 almost. How many? 37 regions. In all these regions, just imagine one nasty guy. He has launched one EC2 instance in Mumbai. He has launched another EC2 instance in Ireland. He has launched another EC2 instance in Sydney. He has launched another EC2 instance in North Virginia. He has launched another EC2 instance in Tokyo. Multiple regions he has launched. Can you tell me, is it possible to see all the EC2 instances in one place? Not possible, no? This was the problem few months back. I also faced, because the companies that I work for, employees, what they do is, we will tell strictly, Babu launch EC2 instance only in this region. But what these people will do is, they launch EC2 instance in some other regions. End of the day, who will need to pay the bill? Company need to pay the bill. So what these people will do, they launch the EC2 instance, they will forget to stop or terminate the machines. It is keep on running. Is it any use? As an admin, as a AWS engineer, can I see all the machines in one place? No. So that meaning I need to go 37 times each and every region, select it and go to and click on instances. So isn't it good to see all the machines, all the EC2s in one place or not? For that reason, AWS came up with something called global view. So if you click on global view, what will happen is, it will just give the summary of all regions, how many EC2 instances are there in each region. See, now it is fetching resources. It is fetching resources. Let's wait. See, now it is fetching resources. Do you see Nana here? Do you see the regions here? Do you see the regions here? And do I have any instances here? Do you see dash dash? Dash dash meaning zero, nothing is there. In all these regions, I don't have any instances running. So in real time, can I come to global view and easily find out how many machines are running in which region? Yes. If someone accidentally launch EC2 instance also in some other region, can I find out that here? Yes. So like this, you can find out. That is called here global view. And make sure here everything should be zero. What did I say now? Make sure everything should be, again I'm saying, make sure everything should be zero. Make sure everything, it should be zero. Which one? Instances, no. One intelligent student of my previous some other batch, what he did was, he took my words very seriously. And what he did was, he started deleting everything, VPC subnets, everything. Sir, and I asked, why did you do it? And sir, you only, everything should be zero. You only said, no, Babu, everything zero should be only instances, not VPCs. So every region will have a default VPC or not? These are all the default VPCs that has. And what does the VPC has? You have a VPC and you have isolated networks created. What are those isolated networks? These are the subnets. And every VPC will have the default security group or not? This is a default security. So these are all the defaults which is AWS is providing. Will you go and delete it? Then I said, talented, right? So do not do that. So make sure the instances should be nil, or meaning null or zero. So that is here overview. And here we have, what is this, Nana? Events. So events meaning, generally, you launch EC2 instance. This EC2 instance will sit on the host machine, no, in the backend. In AWS, it will sit on the host machine. Just in case AWS want to do some maintenance on that host machine. And Pusuk, you have your EC2 instance on that host machine. That means your EC2 instance will also be in maintenance or not? Yes or no? Yes. So how does AWS will communicate to you saying that, hey, Babu, these are the EC2 instances are there. This will be stopped automatically at this time because we are doing maintenance. AWS will send you a notification in the form of events. Understood? So here, AWS, okay, I'll tell you one more thing also. So one day, what has happened is in real time in my company, a production database server is there. EC2 instance, very important. Which one? Very important. Very important machine is there. And then all my team are accessing, all my developers are accessing it. When I come on the morning, on Monday, I see the EC2 instance is stopped. EC2 instance is stopped. And I got very angry. I got very angry because that is a production mission. Then I called all my 30 developers, everything in my room, and I asked, tell me, who has stopped this EC2 instance? Who has stopped this EC2 instance? Does anyone will agree? I asked, hey, developer, Ankit, who stopped? Mother promised, sir. No, I did not stop. Then I told you, do you remember? If you want to do, okay. So I also don't know who has stopped that machine and no one is telling who has stopped the machine. Then how do I know who has stopped the machine? Which one? Very good. Very good. Fantastic. So I told you there is a service where everything is getting recorded. Which service is that? CloudTrail. And I also told you, if you want to do the investigation, the first thing that you need to check is CloudTrail. Investigation is equal to CloudTrail. So what I did was, I said to all my 30 developers, okay, go to work. I'll find out who is that. Then I went to the CloudTrail and I digged everything. and I got to know a bhayanak information. No one has stopped. AWS has stopped. Who has stopped? AWS. Why? AWS has already sent me a notification 1 month before itself here in event section saying that, hey, Babu, that machine will be stopped on Saturday this time. Whose mistake is that? It's my mistake that I didn't look the events regularly. So do you see this Ganta symbol? So here you will get a notifications that events will be listed over here. Then I didn't check it. And all of a sudden, Saturday, automatically the EC2 instance is stopped. Whose mistake is that? My mistake. Then I started, okay. Next day, developers came. Sir, did you found out who is that? I said, it's okay. I forgive you. No problem. Don't do it next time. I said. Huh? Okay. So don't do it next time. I said. So actually, that is my mistake. So remember how important this event section is. So make sure, right? Yeah, it shows all the global events. Okay. So make sure that you keep an eye all the time on this event section. Okay. It has been long time that I see online people smiling. Online people, can you please your smiley symbols once? Keep smiling. Let us see the online people smiles. Ah, see Syed, Tabrez, Swapnika, Rachana, Madhu, Abhijit. Nice. Twinkle. Very good. So keep smiling. Be happy. So, okay. Is it clear, Nana, on the event section? So is it clear everything here? So this is, and click on here, instances. This is the place where we always die for next few days. Launching machine, launching instance. So I told you, is it good to say create instances or launch instances? Because do you see here, what is the word we have here? Launch instance. If you say create instance in interview, easily you will get catched because there is no concept called create instances. If you are habituated with all kind of practicals, you will easily say that launch instances, not create. Okay, so I have given the overview of all this entire EC2. Now what we do is, Nana, we'll go and launch the instance. Is it clear till here? Online, is it clear? Any questions still here? Oh. Okay. Question. One question in global accelerator. Is there any specific reason why two static IPs are reserved while all of the edge locations are mapped to same IP? You cannot keep all the edge locations IP address to the customer, no? You cannot give all edge locations are completely managed by AWS. So is it possible to get the IP address of edge locations? Not possible. So which is IP address that we have in our hand? Whose IP address? Global accelerator IP address. How many? Two. So those two IP addresses you need to give to the customers. Number two, when edge locations are mapped to the same IP, are they same at given and non-static? So did I say edge locations has the same IP? No. I don't know from where you got. Edge location doesn't have the same IP. AWS global accelerator in the backend, they have the servers which has the same IP, which will take the nearest server and redirect to the edge locations. I'm not saying edge location has the same IPs. I'm saying global accelerator in the backend, they use the concept of Anycast IP, which has multiple servers has the single IPs only, same IPs. Right? So whenever I request my application, it will reach the global accelerator, which is nearest to me, which has the same IP. And then the global accelerator will send to the nearest edge location, and that edge location will send it to the load balancer. This is how it works. And this entire thing in the backend is completely managed by whom? AWS. And global accelerator is also managed by AWS. What we need to do from our side is just create a global accelerator, assign it to the load balancer. That's it. Everything will be handled by AWS. So those are things. No problem. I answered those questions. Okay. So as this is clear till here, and what we do is, Nana, let's go. Yes, correct, correct. Okay, so let's go and launch some EC2 instance. Okay, so let's click on launch instances. Okay, so I told you how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7 steps. But I told you all the 7 steps will be only in a one page only. So you have to, all these things we need to learn here now. Okay, so we already learned, but there might be something new things will come. Okay, first thing here is tag. Remember tag? What is a tag? Key value pair. Very good. Key value pair. So I told you for every resource, we need to assign the tag. And I told you how important the tags are also. So if you want to do, if you want to manage your entire infrastructure, tags are important or not? If you want to do the automation with the recycle bin, with the life cycle manager, you need to have the tags or not properly. So without tags, it's very, your life will be in very risk. So tags are important. So let's give the tag here. What is the name of the machine? I call it as my first Linux instance. Huh? Give some name. My first Linux instance. Okay. And now here we have what, Nana? We need to select the image. So what you need to click here is browse more AMIs. What you need to click? Browse more AMIs. Don't worry, don't write. I'll inject in your brains the steps also. So browse, click on browse more AMIs. Click on browse. Do you remember this? So in which one I need to be? Quick start. And what I need to check here? Pre-tar. Very good. And which one I need to select here? Right. Do which one, x86 or ARM? So click on. So this is how we need to select the AMI. Okay, na? So now got selected here. Okay. First I have given the tag. Next I have given the application. I mean AMI details. Now coming next. What is this? Instance type. Which is the instance type that we should use? T2 micro is already selected or not? Yes. It's 620. Guys, online, give me few seconds. I'll be muting it once again. Okay, I'm back. So what did we select it here? Instance type. So instance type here is T2 micro. So we need to select the T2 micro. And we also have different types. If you want to just see, click on compare instance type. Let's click on it. Let's see. So do you see this here? How many instance types are there here? 510 instance types are there. Out of this, which is the instance type that we need to select? T2 micro. And T2 micro has how many CPUs? One CPU and x86, 64-bit. How much GB RAM? 1 GB RAM. And do you expect any good performance here? Low to moderate, you have it. Okay. And then you have T2 small, T2 medium, T2 large, X large. And I told you there are so many families are there. So many families. So there are so many families here. So many families. So many families. 510 are there. So here, which is the most common choose here? T2 micro. So now you have a question, sir, in real time, which one I should choose? Hmm? Okay. Let's say I said this. I don't know whether I said this or not. In real time, if your manager says to you, hey, Arun, launch T2 2X large. Your manager said to launch T2 2X large. Then Arun will say, be careful, Khabaddar. My Riyaz sir asked to launch only T2 micro. Arey, go and launch T2 X. I will launch T2 micro. Otherwise, I'll resign. Huh? So it is not like that. You need to always select T2 micro because any not customer, any developer, any person will come to you and say, he will come to you and say, he'll come to you and say like this. Hey Arun, I want one machine. Let's say one developer come to you and he'll ask like this. I want one machine. Because he's a developer, he don't know anything about AWS. No, he just asks like this, I want one machine. And what you need to do as a AWS engineer, you know those 7 steps. You know what are the things are required. You need to ask questions him. You need to ask questions. So you will ask, Arun will ask customer saying that, okay, hey developer, you need to select AMI, no? AMI meaning T2 micro or T2, he don't know. So you need to ask developer, hey developer, how much memory that you need? And he will say, I need 32 GB RAM. It's just a mouth, no? It's just a mouth. If someone, it's just a mouth, he will just ask 32 GB RAM. It is up to you as a AWS engineer whether he really requires 32 GB or not, 32 GB RAM or not. Because who is responsible for the bill? You. He will say 32 GB RAM and you need to ask question. Oh, you need 32 GB RAM. Ah. What type of application that you are installing on that machine? He'll say, no, I'm not putting any application. Chumma. Oh, chumma. Oh. Are you installing anything software inside it? Small software I'm installing. Okay. How many people are how many people are connecting to your application? Maybe 1, 2 people. Okay. Are you planning to put any data, huge data inside it? I'm not putting any data. Okay. Okay, developer, we need to attach some hard disk inside it. How much GB RAM you need? How much GB storage you need? 100 GB. Oh, 100 GB you need, huh? Okay. But he already said he's not putting any data inside it. But he's asking for 100 GB. Oh, okay. So you ask all these things and come back, launch T2 micro for him. He's asking how much GB RAM? 32 GB RAM. Go with how much GB RAM? 1 GB. And he will complain to you saying that, hey, Arun, yeah, EC2 instance is very slow. Then increase it to small. 2 GB RAM. Now ask, hey, developer, how is the performance? He'll say, wow, super fast. Where is 32 GB RAM? Where is 2 GB RAM? So don't blindly go ahead and then select the instance type in real time. In real time, you know how the questions I have asked to the developer now? So same way you need to analyze and do the capacity planning. What is the word that you should use? Capacity planning. Capacity planning meaning how much you need, how many people are connecting, what type of application is installing. You need Java application, .NET, Java need more memory or more CPU. Because instance type is a combination of CPU and memory. So based on that, you need to select. As here in our pre-tier, which one we need to select here? T2 micro. Okay. Na? And by default, you get EBS volume or instance store volume? EBS volume. How do you get instance store volume? Automatically you get it. But how? If you select a large instance type. So this is T2 micro, na? Come down, 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 down. Do you see this here? Storage. On the top, it is nil. But if you go here, C5D 18x large or C5D 24x large, how much GB storage that you're getting? 3600. That is ISV. That is ISV. Free. That is ISV. I told you if you go for the bigger instance type, you will get this for free. And SSD or HDD? SSD. And the network performance is also super high. I told you, this will be automatically created by the AWS. So this is how you select the ISV. But let's go and select which one, Nana, here? T2 micro. And you have T3 micro is also there. That is also free, but don't select it. Go with only T2 micro. So click on select. So basically T2 micro is already selected. You no need to click on it, but I just gave you extra information. Clear, Nana? Now, next is here key pair. So do we have any key pair? No. But I already have key pair, our next another batch. So, but we need to create a key pair now. I told you we don't have any default key pair. We need to create a new key pair. How? Create a new key pair. You need to create every time, or you need to create only one time? One time is fine. That's why I said, if you are launching 10 machines, EC2 instances, how many key pairs you need? One is enough, no? But in real time, based on a category, you can create multiple key pairs. At the moment in our course, one is fine. So click on create new key pair. What is the key pair name? 5:30 p.m. batch. Should I create? You can create any name. You can put your whatever name you want. So here, RSA, this is a, if you go, these are two types we have, RSA and ED 25519. So this is mostly you will go for Windows one. So this is for RSA is for Linux, and we are downloading PEM file or PPK file? PEM file. But PuTTY supports what file? PPK file. I will convert. We will convert PEM to PPK later. But we are creating what file here? PEM file. So just give the name. Do not change anything. PEM file. I'll show you how to create PPK file later. We will convert it. So I'm selecting PEM file. Click on create key pair. Created and downloaded. Nana, this key pair need to keep it very safe. So I take it, cut, and then I paste it here, and I'll keep it safe. Okay, do you see this here? 5:30 p.m. batch is there already. So I select this. Anna, is this clear till here? Online, getting it? Are you with me? Nice. Nana, today it will take time to do all these things, but I promise that next time, within seconds, you will launch EC2 instance. Within seconds. Okay. But now we need to learn all these things, no? Because we need to clear certification questions and we need to clear interview questions also. For that reason, I'm going one by one here. Nowhere you will get like this. Do you get like this? Nowhere you will get like this. Okay. Okay. Next, coming to the network settings. And you need to click on what? Edit. Click on edit. So, do we have a default VPC or not? I told you whenever you launch, so AWS has created a default VPC for us. So select a default VPC, and all your entire EC2 instance, your infrastructure should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. So we need to select the default VPC. So we have a VPC section later. There we'll create our new VPCs. Until then, we will select the default VPC only. And what does the VPC contains? Subnets. Fantastic. Yeah. What does the VPC contain? Subnets. And remember, in theory, we learned each subnet is associated to one availability zone. Yes or no? Each subnet is associated to one availability zone. One subnet can be in multiple availability zones at the same time? No. And one availability zone can have multiple subnets? Yes. How many availability zones are there in Mumbai? 3. So that meaning how many subnets will be there? 3. So each subnet is associated to one available. Subnet 1, 1A. Subnet 2, 1B. Subnet 3, 1C. Do you have 1D? No. If I have subnet 4, 1A. But do you have subnet 4 here? No. So how many subnets will be there here now if I click it? 3 subnet. Very good. 1, 2, 3. And this subnet is associated with which availability zone? 1A. Second subnet, 1B. Third subnet. So AWS has created 3 subnets for you already. We will learn separately when we go to VPC section how to create subnets. But here we are using the default one. And where do you launch the EC2 instance? Inside the subnet only. Remember? Inside. So we will put your EC2 instance inside the availability zone or not? Yes. So which one I need to select here? 1A, 1B, 1C? So go with 1A and 1B. Don't go for 1C. Yak. I don't like. Or you have sometimes 1C has issues. And I actually T2 micro, I don't know why it is only in mobile. If you select 1C, T2 micro will not support. For that reason, don't select 1C. Don't select 1C. Because why? T2 micro will not support. So select either 1A or 1B. So which one you want to select? If you select no preference, what will happen? Automatically AWS will select one of the things. So select here 1A. Okay, now. Next. Auto assign public IP. What is that? Auto assign public IP. I told you by default what type of IP address that you get for EC2 instance? Private IP, no? By default you get it. But we are launching the EC2 instance. This EC2 and our laptop is in public or private? Public. And if you want to connect to the EC2 instance from your laptop, what IP address I need to assign to EC2 instance? Public IP or not? Either you can assign public IP or elastic IP. So which one would you suggest? Public IP or elastic IP? Anything is fine. Go for public IP because elastic IP 5 are free, but the rest are charged, you know. Public IPs are free for the moment. But maybe in couple of months, the public IP will get charged soon. But now it is free. So here, auto assign public IP, enable or disable? Enable. Because you need to connect to the EC2 instance now with the public IP. So we are assigning the public IP. I told you public IP is mandatory or optional? Optional. So can I disable it if required? If you disable it, you will get the public IP. No, if you don't get the public IP, can you connect to the EC2 instance from your laptop? No. Can you connect to the private IP of this EC2 instance from your laptop? No. You're getting it? Okay. Next is security group. Would you create a security group? Will you select an existing security group? Existing. Fantastic. Select a existing. Which one? Default. Do not create a security group. So I'm telling you multiple times, many people, what they do is they don't select this. They'll just try to launch EC2 instance. Automatically, one security group will get created. So do not create a new security group. Select a default security group. Is this clear? Online, is this clear till here? Are you with me? Getting it? Super. And here we have what? Advanced network configurations. So if you click on it, actually, you don't need to go here because this is related to network. Remember, I told you NIC card. Remember, I told you NIC card. So for EC2 instance, 2 network interfaces. Okay, so I click on here. We have network interface 1, and here another one here, network interface 2. Maximum how many network interfaces you can have per EC2 instance? 2. How many are there? 2. These are certification questions. Please write down in your book. Open your book and write down. How many network interfaces are there? See here now. Okay, first let me explain. See here. I'll remove it. See here, guys, everyone. Network interface 1. So by default, how many network interface will be there? Only 1. So how many maximum interface you can have per EC2 instance? 2. See here, network interface 1, network interface 1 is for private IP. Is for private IP. Network interface 1 is for private IP. Network interface 2 is for public IP. Network interface 1 is for private IP. Network interface 2 is allocated for public IP. But if you go and click on add network interface, you are again associating network interface to private IP again. If you associate network interface to private IP, do you get the public IP anymore? You will not get. For that reason, you get the error here. Network interface 2 is allocated for public IP. But if you select for private IP, you cannot assign the public IP anymore. You got this point? So how many network interfaces you can have per EC2 instance? 2. Write down while launching the EC2 instance, you can attach 2 network interface. 2 interfaces. Network interface 1, which is allocated for private IP. Interface 2 for public IP. If you allocate network interface 2 for private IP, you cannot assign public IP anymore. Okay, write on that. You understand the point? Okay. Don't know. Maybe you can take the screenshot. You can write later. So here, do you see here? Network interface 1 is there. Actually, here you don't need to do anything, Nana. You don't need to do anything, but I'm giving you extra knowledge, more advanced things. So click on it. Network interface 1, you can give the description, and it is for the subnet. And which security group is associated for this EC2 instance? Default security group. And you will get the primary IP. You will get the primary IP. This IP address is private IP, public IP. Super. Private IP. Which one? Private IP. Automatically you get the private IP. And here you have secondary IP. So here the certification question is it possible to have the multiple IPs to a single EC2 instance? Answer is yes. Here, primary IP, secondary IPs. I'll tell you quickly. Actually, this is not required, but I'm just saying, keep it in mind. Anna, I have 2 EC2 instances. Example, how many? 2. And this has the primary IPs or not? This has the primary IP, and this also has the primary IP. Customers are here. Anna, see, if all the customers want to access the EC2 instance, they will access through the primary IP. Yes or no? So there are so many customers accessing the EC2 instance using the primary IPs. Yes or no? But I have a requirement that my application inside the EC2 instance want to do the heartbeat to the EC2 instance. Check whether my machine is working or not. Dup, dup, heartbeat. So my EC2 instance want to do the heartbeat to the EC2 instance. That meaning this EC2 instance, what it will do, check the EC2 instance is working or not every 1 second. This EC2 instance will use the primary IP to do the checks. No, because if you use that, this will get loaded or not. IP address will get huge traffic or not, because this is doing every second. For that reason, what I do is I'll allocate secondary IP for these 2 EC2 instances. And I'll do the health check, or heartbeat to with this secondary IPs. So my primary IPs will be loaded now? No. You understand? So if we have this kind of concept, we'll go with the secondary IPs. But is it mandatory? No. But the question here is, it is possible to have multiple private IPs to the EC2 instance. Okay. No need, right? You take the photo, you'll write later because we have 15 minutes left. Let's try to cover this. Okay. So, and are we using IPv4 or IPv6? IPv4. So you don't need to worry about the IPv6. Forget. And delete on termination. Remember this delete on termination? So when you terminate the EC2 instance, NIC card will also get deleted by default because it is by default, yes. This is the certification questions that you get, Nana. We call it as EFA. What is that? EFA. What is that? Elastic Fabric Adapter. What is that? Elastic Fabric Adapter. This one is not enabled now because for T2 micro, it will not support. What is this EFA is, Nana, if you have in your EC2 instance, if you have machine learning applications, ML applications, HPC, high performance computing applications will be there. Heavy applications. That application will send huge traffic or not? And it requires super fast or not? Normal NICAD, normal adapter is sufficient for it? No. For that, you need to have something separately called elastic fabric adapter. What does it do? If you attach it, it will increase your performance and it will reduce the latency for your HPC, high performance computing, and for your ML applications. So if at all you need to enable this. Okay. Understand? What is that called? EFA. What is that called? EFA meaning it's an advanced networking related things. If you want to get a high performance on the network level, then go and enable a EFA. Say that. What is EFA? Elastic Fabric Adapter. So Elastic Fabric Adapter is used for what? For what purpose? ML and HPC applications. What is that? This ENA Express or ENA UDP is also related to increase the performance, and it is on the network level. So I'll also write ENA Express and ENA Express UDP will help to increase the performance on network level. On which level, Anna? Network level. Understood this advanced topic? So can I add one more also, network interface? If I add it, can you assign the public IP anymore? No. But maximum how many you can attach? And do you see this here? Network interface is grayed out. So basically, do you need to do anything here? Nothing. But I gave you additional knowledge for you. Select this. Clear, Anna? Okay. Next, coming to here, configure storage. Configure storage meaning what? Volumes. So I told you, when you launch the EC2 instance, a default volume will come. What volume is that? Root volume. How much size is for Linux? 8 or 10 GB. Your volumes by default are encrypted or not encrypted? Not encrypted. Did we learn all these things or not? See, all these things. What volume is this? Root volume. Encrypted or not encrypted? How much GB? 10 GB. And do you see here? If you want to see advanced and I told you by default, what type of EBS volume? Can you tell me? There are different types of EBS volumes, no? Can you sing that song? GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, ST1, SC1, standard. Remember, which one is default? Sometimes GP3, now they are changing to GP3 here. And do you see here? GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, ST1, SC1, standard. And I told you, for root volumes, which volume types will be supported for root volumes? GP2, GP3, I1, I2, standard, except ST1, ST1. Do you see this is grayed out? See how much somewhere in the box also we have learned. Huh? Nice. So by default it is GP3 and and which one are IOPS configurable? GP3, IO1, IO2. Fantastic. Fantastic. By default, is it encrypted? Not encrypted. If you want to encrypt, which service is that? All encryption keys are stored in? Very good. Do you see this here? KMS. By default, is encrypted? Not encrypted. And remember, if you terminate the EC2 instance, by default, root volume will be deleted or not? Deleted. Yes. Why? Delete on termination is enabled. Do you see? Delete on termination is enabled. For that reason, root volume will be deleted. And if you select encrypt and you have the key here. What key is that? I told you this also. AWS/EPS. If you go to S3, AWS/S3. If you go to EFS, AWS/EFS. Those are all default keys will be there. But I'm not encrypting it here. Right? And I go to the simple. Okay. See? You go to the GPUT also, no problem. Nana, is it clear? Can I add my additional volume also if required? But I'll add it later. But do we need to do any changes here? Remember, when you're doing, don't increase the size. We are not putting any data inside it. So 10 GB only for Linux, it's free. For Windows, it is how much GB free? 30 GB. Remember, we discussed this. Do not increase the size. If you increase the size, you'll be charged. And here 0 into file system. File system meaning, remember we discussed about for share storage, which service is that? EFS. For share storage, which one? EFS. So EFS, you can attach it here, but we'll do it later. Is it clear here? Is it clear, Nana? And advanced details is there. What is that? Advanced details. Click on it. So do you remember I told you, actually you don't need to select anything here, but advanced meaning we'll go in Calify, right? We'll go and learn many things. So click on advanced here. And then here, domain join directory, Nana. Do you remember we discussed this Active Directory concept? I told you all the EC2 instance should join to the directory. I said, no. So this is the place where you can join. And I'm telling you again, there are so many options will be there. Is it mandatory that you need to select every option? Based on the requirement, you need to select it. So do we have any directory created? No, I told you, as there is no directory, just leave it. And remember this also I told, in IAM we discuss about roles, no? Create a role and attach to the EC2. Remember this? This is the place where we need to attach it. But when time comes, I'll attach. And these host names, DNS names are, you need to have the host names or not? Now, for every EC2 instance, you have host name and you have IP address. So you will get the host names automatically with this. And what is this here? Instance auto recovery. What is that? Auto recovery. How many checks are there? What are those? Instance status check, system status check. Remember this. And if you if you get 1/2 or 0/2, what will you do? Stop and start. No, you cannot log in. What you need to do, solution is stop and start. But if you enable instance auto recovery, you don't need to even stop and start. Automatically AWS will do it for you. So by default, instance auto recovery is enabled. It is for, this recently came. Otherwise, you need to stop and start. Otherwise, AWS will take care now itself. What is this here? What is it, Nana? I'll give you one scenario. You tell me what to do. Huh? You have launched the EC2 instance. Listen carefully. You logged into it and you install so many applications inside it. And thinking that tomorrow also you'll come and then work on it. From this is a EC2 instance. No, guys, EC2 instance at operating system or not? It also has like this or not? Shutdown option. Yes or no? From this machine, you right click and you shut down. Thinking that tomorrow you will come and then work again. When you shut down, it should get stopped or terminated. So shutdown behavior should be stopped or terminated. Shutdown behavior should be stopped or terminated. Which one? If you terminate, what will happen? If you select terminate, what will happen? It will terminate automatically. If you shut down from the EC2 instance, it will get terminated. So shutdown behavior should be stop. And here is stop hibernate behavior. Hibernate, what is the meaning of hibernate? Do you know sleep mode? Your laptop sleep mode? If you just close the laptop, what will happen? It will go to the sleep mode. All your data will be stored temporarily in the memory. When you open, what will happen? Will it boot it? Will it boot? No, it will not boot. Automatically come up. Yes or no? That means it will skip the booting process or not. So it will immediately open, it will work or not. So you have the EC2 instance. Let's say you have the EC2 instance, which has a lot of information inside it. If you stop and start, what will happen? It will take a lot of time to come up, to boot, to initialize. If you put in Hibernate, and if you just again wake up, immediately it will come. So that is a Hibernate option. But Hibernate will not work for T2 micro. Hibernate is nothing but sleep mode, Nana. What is that? Sleep mode. And here we have termination protection. What is that, Nana? Termination protection meaning if you accidentally, sometimes what will happen in real time, some people accidentally, they will terminate the machines. Danger or not? If you enable termination protection, they will not able to terminate. The terminate, if you click on terminate, error will come. Babu, you have enabled termination protection. By the time you think, oh, this is important machine, someone has enabled termination protection. Can you terminate it? If you go to actions and if you disable it, then only you can terminate it. So if you have very important machines, you need to enable termination protection, enable. If you enable, what will happen? Can you terminate it? Similarly for stop protection. So can someone go and stop the EC2 instance if you enable this? No one can stop. And then in monitoring meaning, which service is that? CloudWatch. Monitoring meaning CloudWatch. In CloudWatch, we have two types of monitoring. What are those? Very good. Basic monitoring and detailed monitoring. Which one? Basic is free, 5 minutes. Free or not? Which one is charged? Detailed monitoring is charged. How many minutes? Every 1 minute. And do you see this? A detailed CloudWatch monitoring. Will you enable it? Will you enable it? If you enable, bill will come. Don't enable. Do you remember we discussed about burstable performance instances? CPU credits? Billable or free? Billable. Don't enable this. Do you remember we discussed about placement group? I created one placement group already. If you want to group the EC2 instance, select this. Otherwise, not required. So I'll show you the purchasing options later. And then all these things, do you want to reserve the capacity? No. Tenancy should be shared or dedicated. Super. By default, it is shared. Will you go for dedicated? If you go for, what will happen? Bill will come. And this RAM ID, kernel ID will be automatically selected. Do not worry about that because we have selected Red Hat. No. Red Hat also have a kernel. No. What is kernel? It's a core component of operating system, basically. So you need kernel versions will also be there. That much deeper, no one will go. So if at all you want to select any kernel details, select. Otherwise, don't do it. Just leave it. And what is this here? Nitro Enclave meaning it uses a concept called T. What is that? TEE. What is that? Trusted Execution Environment. What is that? You have EC2 instance. And if you want to process highly sensitive data, very confidential, critical, enable Nitro Enclave. If you enable Nitro Enclave, your environment will be super secure. So do you see this here? A Nitro Enclave is a trusted execution environment in which you can securely process sensitive data. Guys, and rest, do we need metadata or not? So rest, all the things are related to metadata. Just keep it like this. And finally, we have what? User data. Remember user data, I told you their script should be there. This is the place where you put the script, but I'll show you later how to put the script here. That's it. And finally, launch instance. How many instances that you want to launch? One. Understood all the options here? What I do is now, I don't launch the machine. I cancel it. You tell me what to select, what not to select now. Huh? We will not launch. Tomorrow I'll launch the machine and I'll try to connect. But here now, you should know what to click, what not to click. Click on launch instance. Very good, Anna. Fatafat. Here, name. What's the name? Yeah. Kumari? No. Okay. Okay. So call it as line X instance. Give some name. Next. Browse more AMIs. Rana, there are two types of Red Hats is there. One is Pusuk selector, Bill. So which one need to select here? Free tier. That's why don't be sugar patient. Okay. So click on select. Okay. Next instance type T2 micro. Next key pair. So you need to create a new key pair, but I already created key pair now. Which one I need to select? Next click on VPC, default VPC. Subnet, 1A. Enable or disable? Enable. Create a existing. Which one? Default. Do I do anything here in advance? Do I need to change here? Do I need to do anything in advance? Nothing. And finally, launch. Okay. Tomorrow we launch the EC2 instance. And then tomorrow also, here in advanced section, I'll show you what is termination protection, right? And then rest everything, you can just leave it default. But did we learn about all these things, options or not? Yes. So Nana, what is your task here is, the task for you for today is, click on, what you need to do is, go through the entire EC2 dashboard. How did I show you all the options? Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable, right? Go with all the options here and then go and click on launch instance and go through all the options. Do not launch. Go through all options. And if you don't know about any option, there is a info button is there. Do you see this here? Just in case, do you see info? If you click on info, you will get to know about that. So I want you to make yourself comfortable with the EC2 console and launch instance. Tomorrow we'll launch the EC2 instance and we'll log in and we'll do a lot of things. Okay, Nana? Super. Can you take the screenshot of this? And please write it in a book. Those who are maintaining book, write it in a book. Take the screenshot, write it in book. Okay, ma? So, Vital, you need to create a new account. 2018 account will not work because free tier account is only for 1 year. So better to create a new account. Guys, can you give the final CC for today, please? CC with smile. So do you understood your task today? So go through the entire EC2 console and launch instance, all the options. Okay. And you make yourself comfortable with it. So that is all, guys. Nana. Let's see tomorrow with the continuation of these practicals. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Good night.